Hello everybody, welcome to another Minecraft video. In today's video I thought I'd give a little bit of a command block tutorial, it's just because I know that as when I was learning to do command blocks it was very difficult, and I just thought that I might be able to make it a bit simpler by showing some of the main things that people use when they're playing Minecraft and using command blocks, and just things like that. So some of the things that we're going to cover is the different types of command blocks, different ways they can be used, and just some of the common commands that you would use in a command block if you were to make a creation. And we'll finish it up with a little bit of a command block creation that's pretty easy to make, and I'm probably going to overcomplicate it, but that's fine, I guess. So the first thing you're going to know is the three different types of command blocks. So there's an impulse command block, a chain command block, and a repeat command block. So now that we have the command blocks, what we're going to do with them is just look at some of the things that we can make. So the first thing we can make here, let's look at a couple of components first. So this is a repeating command block chain. You can toggle a repeating command block to be always active or needs redstone. And that's sort of just like, if it's always active it will keep on triggering, if it needs redstone it will keep triggering if it's powered. Also you can switch between the modes in here, and conditional and unconditional. We'll talk about that in just a second. You can also make an impulse command block chain. So the way that these work is a chain command block will trigger every time we'll call it the master command block. So in this case it would be the repeating command block triggers. So the repeating command block triggers, it says, I don't know, it says hi on a repeat. Then this would react, it would say bye on, and so if we just put a button on here, and you'll notice if you counted that, that is 20 highs and byes. Because, okay, so that's, sorry, I didn't even tell you what these things do specifically. So the impulse command block, it will trigger once. After it receives a redstone signal, it will trigger once and not trigger again, even if it's still powered. A chain command block will only trigger if it's master command blocks, which would be either an impulse or a repeat command block trigger. And the repeat command block will continuously trigger as long as it's powered or always active. When a repeating command block is triggering, it triggers 20 times every second, which is in equivalent in Minecraft is once a tick. And in Minecraft 20 ticks is a second. So as you saw with that, it would say hi and bye 20 times from a single push of a button. But if you went to this one and you said say hi and say bye, then you will find it will just do them both once, because that won't trigger. So the next command we're going to look at is the data command. This is useful for a variety of things, so you could use it to get the information on a block, an entity, or a storage. Let's just use it on an entity for now. At the moment we don't have an entity, we'll just target ourselves, and that will tell us everything that is in my character, right? Let's do a quick in the chat command, data get entity myself. Usually you'd use it in normal chat anyway. For the data get, but as you can see, like sleep time, how long it's been since I slept, or you know, my attributes. So if you don't know, in Minecraft you've got attributes, you've got your movement speed, your health, things like that. Movement speed is like one of the only ones you can change properly. Seeing credits, obviously I haven't beat the Ender Dragon in this world, so I haven't seen the credits or anything like that. Dimension, Minecraft go on overworld, air, 300 seconds, so that's your oxygen. If you go underwater, that'll start ticking down, 300 s, I think it's actually 300 ticks, because you can't go underwater for 5 minutes. But the next thing that you'll more likely use is merge. Sorry, I need to sneeze. So when you're merging an entity, so in this case we'll use nearest. Sorry, I need to sneeze, it's just not coming out. Limit equals 1 and we'll sort equals nearest. And we'll just like summon a zombie here with no AI, and we'll we're about to go into NBT as well. At the moment, get a zombie. So entity sort equals nearest, so it will target the zombie, and then you can just change its things. So you could say fire 300 S, and if you powered that, that would set the zombie to be on fire for 5 minutes, or 300 ticks, I'm not sure. It's actually already burning because it's daylight, so you can't really, but if I just summon a husk so it doesn't burn because of the daylight, and we press this, and it's starting to burn because it modified its data to give it a fire tick of 300 S. So it's burning in the background. The next command you'll use a lot in if you ever create a command block creation is execute. So execute has so many different things. I'll put a separate tutorial out for everything that you'd look at for this, but the two main ones that you'd want to use is as, and we'll just say all entities that aren't players, and at. And so that will take the, so in this case it would execute as any entity that's not a player at its own location, right? Because this is the executing entity. At S, that's what at S means. It means executing entity. So in this case it would be looking at its location, and after you've got its location, then you'd run a command like TP, I don't know, 5 blocks up. In this case, if you triggered it, it would teleport 5 blocks from where it was before. But if you didn't include that, and you just went as it, then it would go 5 blocks above the command block. And if you went, if it decided to target me as GSGNG, so that's my username, at my location, and run TP 5 blocks up. Sorry, it's still executing as the husk. So we'll just go type equals husk. But it's at my location. In that case, it would be 5 blocks above me. So basically, depending on wherever you're standing, you have a husk following you, which you could use in maybe you play in Minecraft as a husk. You teleport it to your location every time, and it's looking where you're looking. As you can see, it's looking down like I am. And if I just like that, see it's looking up. So it copies your everything when you do it in a because it's at my location. And that takes, everything about me. The next is a scoreboard command. So in scoreboard, there's objectives or players. So if it's players, that would just be affecting someone who's already on a scoreboard. But objectives is different. So the first thing you can do before you use any scoreboard commands is you'd have to make a scoreboard objective. So in this case, we'll make a dummy. A dummy objective is one that changes when you want it to change. Sorry, hang on, no, that's the name, so we'll call it dummy, but this is the different types we have. So air, that's how long your, I think that's your oxygen. Armor, how much armor you've got, how many times you've died. Dummy, that was the one I was talking about before, it will change when you change. Food, so that's your food stat. Health, that's your health stat. Which you'd often see that in worlds where you want to know how much health someone is on exactly. Level, what level I am, so I was level 10, it would set my scoreboard for dummy as my level, which would be 10. For this one, we're just going to go dummy, dummy, and we power it. Now we've got the tag command. Oh, actually, let's just quickly show the scoreboard players. So scoreboard players add, so we'll use Furious Gingy, that's me, dummy 1. So because the scoreboard objective was set as a dummy, do that, change my dummy's scoreboard by 1 and set my score to 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can use set dummy 0, and then it would go back to 0. Or you could reset, and you wouldn't have the extra number, that would just clear it for you. That way you're not 0, you're not 1, you're not 2, you're not 3, you're not 4, you're not -1, you're not -1, 2, you're not -3, you're not -4. And we'll get into that when we get to that last step. So the next one you'd use is tag. So for now I'm going to tag that husk that's in the air. and we're going to give it the tag stinky. Okay, so at the moment all we're doing is making a stinky husk, right? He's got the stinky tag. Do it again, it won't work, he's already got the tag. If we were to create a repeating command block, that would repeat always, and it will execute as tag stinky. Say, run, say hi. That husk over there is the only one saying hi. We kill it, and if I just say something in chat, hi-o, he-o, I don't know what I was trying to say there. You know, it's not saying hi anymore because it's dead. That was the only stinky, and you'll look here. Usually it would say unable to find entity tag stinky, but this time apparently it didn't. So now I'm going to go into the command block creation now that we've looked at a couple of them. I'll go into a bit more depth with them as I'm explaining what they do throughout the command block creation. So we're going to make a lever one, because we only want it to trigger when we have it triggered. And the first thing we're going to do is create a scoreboard. Scoreboard, objectives, add, use, bow. Criteria, who would have thought, Minecraft dot use, so there's broken things you've right clicked with, in this case Minecraft use bow. There's also an extra argument, it's not really necessary. After that, so at the moment what we're doing, sorry I need to go into depth, I'm a bit rushing this and it's probably not that entertaining. So what we're doing first is we're adding the use bow scoreboard, right? That's going to add it to the list, so obviously at the moment we've got dummy, that I've got reset on, and now we've got use bow as well. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to trigger something whenever I use a bow, right? So for now we're going to execute as anyone whose score of use bow is 1 or more, it will say hi, right? So obviously at the moment it's not powered, we do that. Created objective use bow, so if I just use bow, I'm going to spam hi because my use bow score is 1, you know, okay, it just gets put away straight away. We're going to change that, however. We're going to execute as use bow, and this is where we're going to bring NBT into it. And we're going to go selected item, Minecraft, Minecraft bow. So if your NBT is a bow, sorry, if your selected item is a bow, with a count of 1 with a tag, so this is the actual bow items tag, so for example unbreakable or the enchantments it has, and we're just going to give it a fake tag of boom bow, color 1b, right? So now as you can see I'm not spamming the chat anymore because my selected item is not a boom bow. If we just give that s bow, that's the tag that I was talking about before, boom bow, go on 1b. Run, say hi, so as you can see I'm selecting it. So we get dot dot dot, nothing, select it, stop, select it, stop, select it, stop. So you can see it's whenever I select hi, it will, whenever I select the bow, it will trigger. But instead what we're going to do is we're going to run tag at E, type equals arrow, distance dot dot 3, any arrow that's not in the ground already, so in round colon 0b, that means no, that's just simple binary. If it's a 0 it's no, if it's a 1 it's yes, true or false, anything like that. 0 is no, 1 is yes. And we're going to give it the tag explosive arrow. So at the moment we've also got no arrows near us, but if we just boop, that arrow is over there, it should have the explosive arrow tag because it was within my distance when I had the bow selected. And we can test if that worked simply just by kill at E, tag equals explosive, can't remember how I tagged it, explosive arrow, capital E, so kill at E, tag equals explosive arrow, and if this worked then the explosive arrow will disappear. As you can see it didn't, So I've messed up the command somewhere. And that will happen a lot when you're making command blocks, is when you're creating like creations with your command block. Tag a type equals arrow distance. At the moment it doesn't seem like it would make sense. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm executing as myself if I've used a bow at least once, and my selected item is the bow with the special tag boom bow : 1b. Then it will tag any arrows within 3 blocks of me that are not in the ground, which means they're still flying through the air. They'll get the explosive arrow tag. If for some reason that's not happening, this can be for all sorts of reasons. But yeah, it's not getting the tag, which means this command is incorrect. So we know if I execute as at e scores equals use bow 1, sorry, say hi, so I've used it at least once, that's why it's saying hi. That's how we know that I've done that part right. The next step to know if it's right would be to check the selected item, right? Maybe it doesn't realize that I've got the right selected item, so we'll add that to check nbt selected item is a Minecraft bow count 1b, so that's 1 bow. The B doesn't stand for bow, but I've got, that means I'm holding 1 bow, because in some items you can stack them. We only want 1 item in that stack. And the tag of the bow is boom bow : 1b. So, as you saw there, oh, there you go. So it's all just happened there. It added the tag. It seems to not be happening very frequently. What I think might be the problem is that it just can't detect it in time. The arrow might be moving too quick if we just increase it. Well, there you go. So now instead of killing the explosive arrow, what we're going to do is we're going to execute as the explosive arrow. Or in fact, we don't even need to do it as it. We need to do it at tag equals explosive arrow. And what we're going to do is we're going to summon a creeper fuse of nothing, and we're just going to give a custom name, which is also something we might use a lot in command block creations. In order to give something a custom name, first you need to give it 2 apostrophes, which is just like the quotation marks but one of them. Then you'd put 2 curly brackets. This is JSON writing, I believe. You do that. Text, so that's obviously we're looking for text, and the text is going to be boom arrow. So that's going to be a creeper named boom arrow. Assuming this is working fine, and the creeper is actually getting detected and getting called the boom arrow and getting spawned, then actually this is something that you might do often, like running a constant summon command. I always suggest, if you're going to do one, then give the creeper a special tag, so entity tags, tags. This way we can give the creeper a special tag, arrow creeper, just anything like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to be the arrow creeper. You could also, if you wanted to, just use its name, boom arrow, but yeah, like I said, you can just use a tag. Tags are definitely really simple for me, but it sort of depends on what you're with. So it will kill tag equals explosive arrow within 3 blocks, right? Because as soon as it's spawned, it's going to kill the arrow, right? And this is just going to stop the arrow from constantly respawning. Oh, we missed. And it's not. This, getting the tag on the arrow seems to be very frustrating. There is a special tag for arrows. Really wish I could remember it, but it's like left owner. You could probably give it that and that would definitely work. better. But yeah, we just gotta hope. Oh, there you go. So, as soon as the arrow becomes an explosive arrow, it will summon a creeper. But guess what? We can change that as well. So we'll just fill in this hole. We can have that little. Let's have a little pond or something. It's going to execute at the explosive arrow. However, only if the arrow itself is in the ground. That way it's not going to trigger right as you shoot it, because that's just going to blow yourself up, but instead, wherever it lands. So now, as you saw there, what it's done is it's given the arrow the special tag, the arrow's gone to the ground and summoned a creeper, and then the creeper has killed the arrow, right? The next step would theoretically be to reset your scoreboard, right? Because now I can just do that. Oh, actually, no, it's not even triggering. Oh, that's why. Unless, no, that's always it. Doesn't matter. So sometimes when you've got it, it's like you might be able to use a normal bow to trigger it, but in this case we've already proved that by making you have to have this bow selected. But yeah, so you just got to make sure that you've got the right bow selected in the like it mentions that you've got the right bow selected in the command. Otherwise, this would work for skeletons and anything else. Which brings me to another thing that I actually learned relatively recently. Like, this is our little command block creation right here. It's boom bows. And yeah, so this little command block creation we made. What do we got? 4 command blocks, an impulse, OP, and 2 chickens. And we've got a bow that will shoot an explosive creeper. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If there's anything that you need clarified, I'm sorry. Just let me know in the comment section and I'll do a video on it. A little bit of a video on it. But thank you for watching. Bye.